Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. We have real conversations around real entrepreneurship. I am an entrepreneur. My name is David Chance. I'm in the fight every single day. I don't just talk about entrepreneurship or teach other people entrepreneurship. I am an entrepreneur myself, a struggling entrepreneur, by the way. It's maybe surprising, but I am a struggling entrepreneur. We all struggle to get to that next level. It's hard, and I don't care what level you're in. Like, I always like to talk about Kanye, because Kanye is a struggling entrepreneur too. And struggling doesn't mean you don't have any money. It just means you're struggling to get to that next level. And it is a dogfight. Entrepreneurship is a dogfight. So I got some beautiful guests for today. Go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are and what you do. Are you an entrepreneur?
I have a few things that I've tried.
The mic a little closer.
I have a few things that I've tried to do and let things get in the way, like what you were just talking about.
What gets in the way, you think?
I guess you could say work. The traditional work gets in the way of the entrepreneurship.
Traditional work gets in the way of, and you work at a restaurant. Mm-hmm. General manager though, you big dog. Mm-hmm. So I was a server and I worked at a restaurant too.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory, yeah. And I found out that that we all have something that could prevent us. Yours, you're saying, is your job, right? Go ahead, explain that.
Not necessarily this job, but just over the years, I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I've always had different ideas. I do photography. I've been do hair. I don't do it right now currently in a salon, but I used to be a hairstylist. So all the different things that really would push you to do your own thing, but I always wanted to keep some money coming in. Okay. So that traditional job would a lot of times get in the way of building my businesses.
Yes. Okay. All right, cool. And what's your name? I don't think you said your name. I'm sorry?
Caryn.
Okay. Tab?
So my name is Tabitha. I'm the broker and owner of Next Home Leaders down in the DMV. And I think one of the hindrances for me for growth is it's just like me. Past traumas, going back and forth of I want to do it and do I really want to do this? Like, do I want that work or am I just comfortable in my own like status quo?
Gotcha.
About to be 50 this year, so it's like, do I really?
You're about to be 50?
Yeah, this year.
Why we look the same age? And I'm 10 years old. Switch the camera for me, Kay. Now, 50 where? God, when's your birthday?
September 12th.
September 12th. Yeah. Wow. I actually look older than you. Don't I? Dang it, I'm 39. So, okay, so you, I know you're in the real estate space. So, and you're a broker. So you have agents that work for your brokerage, right? How many agents you got?
So right now I have 6.
Okay.
The most I've had was like almost 50. And so things happened and kind of just reduced down. I don't mind the smaller amount with producing agents because there's a lot of work, can be a lot of drama, babysitting, the more agents that you have. So I go through this back and forth. Do I want to grow or do I want to just kind of stay small and just go with that? Like, do I really want that work? Yeah. But I think a big part of it is just my mindset.
Yeah.
And holding myself back.
What does that mean?
I guess in a better word could be fear. Fear of growing in the unknown. Is this going to happen again? The amount of work that's going to need to go into it.
It's what's going to happen. Is what going to happen again?
Same thing that happened before. You put so much work and effort into people and then they leave. And not saying that people are going to stay with you forever, but sometimes it's the way and people leave. And it's hey, I poured a year into you, and as soon as you start really growing, you leave and go to the next place.
Well, that's actually how things work. And I think for those that are listening right now, it doesn't stop. Like the ups and downs, the wins and the losses, the ups, downs, the hills, the valleys, it just doesn't stop in entrepreneurship. So I know you might be fearful of that, but what are you gonna, it happens anyway.
I know. So I think what, for me, in just evaluating my business, because I've been in business for 12 years, been a real estate agent for 19, a broker for 12 years, is, you know, how do you reinvent yourself to attract like a different level of people? So no longer maybe getting the new agents where you have to pour so much into them, maybe getting some more experienced agents where it's like, okay, you're already doing business. How can I help you take your business from where it is now to the next level? Maybe attracting those people, but sometimes you have to do a little work yourself in order to be able to attract those type of people that you want into your business to be able to scale your business.
Yeah.
So just kind of going back and thinking about like, okay, what do I need in order to be a better broker for more experienced people?
Do you have a goal, like an objective?
So the goal is, and I just recently moved my office to a new location closer to DC because I was in the Baltimore area. So the goal would be to get 10 to 20 producing agents, not people that just want to hang their license or their dual career. There's nothing wrong with dual career if you're producing, but...
Back up real quick. You want to get 10 to 20 producing agents to produce what?
The sales amount. So there's different levels. So the 3 to 5 million people, and then the 5 to 10 million annual sales.
But why do you want those numbers?
Well, those numbers, those are people that are producing.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, how much do you want your office to be producing?
10 to 20 million
a year in sales.
in sales.
Which,
Well, and to be honest, right now, probably 10 to 20 million. Me, myself, I'm probably going to do at least 10 million. So I'll probably end up maybe at like 15 million. So I'm the biggest producer of my brokerage. So if I can bring some other people that are actually doing 10 million, and I have 10 of them, then I'll be producing 100 million a year.
okay, let me ask the question again. Why do you want to hit those numbers?
The reason why I would like to hit those numbers for the brokerage is because then I don't have to produce as much, and then I can fall back more into a broker role. Right now I'm a producing broker, so I produce myself so that I can live.
Yeah.
And I'm the biggest producer. So if I can grow my brokerage to a level where I have other producers, one, it does open up the opportunities for me to be able to sell my company in the future. If I'm the biggest producer, I can't sell my company because as soon as I leave, there's really no company.
So the objective is to build a company that you can sell.
That I can potentially sell if that's what I want to do, but really step back and have a little bit more freedom. Like I told you, I'm about to be 50. So looking at the other side of life, like what do I want 50 to 60? Do I want to be grinding, or do I want to live a softer life? You know?
Got it. Okay. All right. So we're getting there. And the reason I'm asking these questions is to take us down a path of really understanding why we're doing what we're doing. So there's like, yo, I want to get 10 to 20 producing agents. I need them all doing $3 million a year, or I want to have a brokerage of 10 to 20 million. But the real reason is so I can take my hands off the gas and I can just live a life of freedom, making a certain amount of money and not having to necessarily work for it, right?
Exactly.
Essentially, good. So the ideal number that you would like to make to live the lifestyle that you want to live, what's that?
How much?
Yeah.
Between $250,000 a year to $500,000.
Okay. 250,000 a year to $500,000. I mean, but if you do, okay, and that's about what you do now, right? So if you sell 10 million in real estate, let's say average at 3%, that's like 300,000, right? But you still have payroll and overhead and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. So that makes sense. So 250 to 500,000 a year without having to work so hard.
That would be me producing.
Yes, you producing for sure.
If I have other agents, then I just get a smaller portion of what they're making.
Yeah, but I'm saying you want to, instead of you working, it'd be dope if your agents allowed you to make that 250,000 or 500. Okay, that makes sense. My next question may be difficult to answer, maybe not. Is what you're doing the best way to make $250,000 to $500,000 a year without working?
In terms of bringing on more agents?
No. So your industry, what you're doing, is there a better way to get to your goal? Is my question.
There could be other passive income streams, such as real estate investing.
Yeah.
That is an area that I want to get into. And I feel that making more income from the brokerage will allow me to do some of those other things that I want to do. But that is a way. Digital products, right? That's
on the first one, let's stay on the first one, real estate investing. You said that as if you can't do it now, and you probably can. Right?
I can.
So I'm in the same boat as you because I don't want to be, I grind. I'm in a place where I like it. I'm not overwhelmed. I enjoy the art of creating art.
Yeah.
I like building stuff, right? So I'm in that space and it's okay right now, but my objective is to not have to. Right now, and a lot of people will not act like they are working hard, but I still work hard. Maybe not as physically hard as your average entrepreneur, but I can't just stop working and be good forever. Some people say, "Yo, I don't have generational wealth."
You have properties, don't you?
I do have properties, but that was the goal, right? So my goal is, how many properties do I have to not have to do anything at all? So I need to get to $20,000 of passive real estate income. I don't have that yet. So I take some of the money that I make now and I invest. So Terica called me today with a $4 million deal that she's working on. She said, "Yo, you're going to bring in," I'm asking, okay, how much do I have to put out and how much will I get back? Because I'm just calculating this number. But you don't need a whole lot more income than what you make now to start investing in real estate. You just have to not be afraid to invest in it.
This is very true. I think a big thing for me is where, and I did take Terica's challenge maybe last year. The question is where, because in the DMV area, it's just expensive.
Yeah.
And I want those low costs. And this is probably the part that's holding me back, because I'm like, if I can get properties that are cheaper and I pay cash for them, then I don't have financing, but then that takes you longer to get to that point. Yep. So I need to move past that. But the area, what area to purchase in that I can buy low but have good returns, not in the DMV, because I don't feel, the properties are expensive.
Yeah, I feel you. And maybe you don't have that particular area, but there's a way to figure it out. I asked the question, is what you're doing in your attempt to get at this goal of a certain amount of agents producing a certain amount of income, is that the best way to get the lifestyle that you want? And the answer is no, according to what you're saying, because I have to go produce, but I got to find other agents. And even after I find other agents, I have to train the agents.
Well, not necessarily. So building the proper infrastructure to allow me to step back would be bringing on someone else that would train. Now, I do have to share in the profits to do that, but it would allow me to continue to do my production, have someone else that's training, that's, training and mentoring and bringing on people. So essentially they will be running the business. I would not have as much access directly to the agents. I would not be the first time that I built it, I was the one, and that was a lot of work.
And that's when you had almost 50 agents.
Yeah, I'm training all of these agents myself, and it was a lot of work. I don't want to do that again. And also implementing technology, right? So I did my initial training for newer agents. I did it on Thinkific, right? I created the course, so I did it one time, dripped it out over a 6-week period. So I have it. It's just, I just need to get somebody in between me and the agents that can do what I would have done. So I can still be over here producing. And as the real estate brokerage grows, then I can not produce as much and maybe take my time and put it somewhere else. So I know what to do.
Okay.
It's just, am I doing it?
And here we go. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
We have to be intentional. Or sometimes as entrepreneurs, and I don't know if this is your case, I'm just saying, like most people, we wake up and we do the thing every day.
Do the thing.
And if we have a conversation like this, you have the ability to think through exactly what you need. But after you leave out of here, you're going to go back to your life. Yes.
It's the implementation. So it's working in your business instead of working on your business, like carving out that time, just like I'm here, right? Yeah. But when I go back home, I'm just going to be work, and not really carving out like, okay, for half a day, I'm just going to work on the business, on the things that's going to move the needle in the business and not necessarily my individual production. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, they go through this of, you're your own problem. For sure. Right? And you are not doing the things to help scale your business because you're so busy just doing the day-to-day stuff.
Let me paint a picture too. How long have you been a broker?
12 years.
12 years. And some of the things we're saying right now, you knew already, right? Probably for years, 5, 6 years, you know this stuff for years. So let's say for the last 10 years, you knew there needs to be somewhere in between me and this brokerage, right? I can't go out, make the sales, and babysit y'all too. You knew that already. You also knew you should probably take some of that money. Do you have an investment property?
Not anymore.
So when did you have investment property?
A few years back, maybe over 5 years, I had 2 investment properties.
You sold it?
I did. One of my tenants tried to sue me, and after that I was like, you know what, I'm done. So I have that little fear factor too, but it's time to like put those fears behind
100%.
And go back into it, but so maybe with a property manager. Do you have a property manager?
Terrica manages all the property. Okay. So you can find one in your city, no problem. There's really good ones in your city. I haven't even been there, but I'm sure there are, right?
Never been to the DMV?
Huh?
Never been to the DMV?
I've been there, but I don't know what's going on in the real estate scene. Okay. You know what I mean? I haven't been in that space, right? Okay. But there's 2 things you knew for sure. I need to find someone to train these people, and I need to start taking some of these some of the money that I have and invest in properties, and you've probably come across some really good deals that you just didn't take advantage of. Over 10 years, right, being in the real estate, there's some, and you haven't. And maybe you're thinking, maybe I don't have the money, but if you're thinking hindsight, yo, I know some investors, we could have put this thing together, I could have made it, right? So from 39 to 49, there's 2 things you know for sure you should have done, and you haven't.
I agree.
What is a real possibility is from 49 to 59, we have this same conversation 10 years from today. You're saying, yo, I should have put somebody in between me and the agents, and I should have invested in real estate, right? But now he's got to do it now. You know what I mean? Like, let's be intentional about it. It's just, and you're successful, so success like kind of rocks us to sleep. It's like we just do the thing. It's not bad enough to where things hurt. You can still buy a Louis bag. That's not the cheap one, right, Kay? That's not the little one, okay? That's the one in the back, and they take the gloves out and put the gloves on and open it for you. That's an exclusive. So being successful, we kind of get rocked to sleep because everything's okay. And we don't have that same grind that we had 20 years ago when we wanted to be hungry. Like, yo, I gotta make it. My bill's getting shut off. My kids need some Pampers. Like the grind. I hate this car that I have to keep putting water in the radiator. I hate this. We don't have that grind no more. We don't hurt. It's not hurting no more, right? So we got to get back to that, but we really have to be intentional. We got to be intentional.
So how do you be intentional? What do you do to be intentional? Or are you in the same boat as me?
I'm blessed because I'm in the morning meetup and I'm inspiring and motivating them every day. So I can't not go after it. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not telling y'all to do something. So the last couple of days.
She needs to join.
Oh, 100%.
I told her about that. That was amazing.
Bro, I benefit most. I benefit more than them. Not the money, but the fact that I'm in a community every day and we're holding each other accountable. So we did this exercise, and maybe y'all haven't done this in a while. But this month, this is the last week of the month, I had them go through the last 3 weeks and identify what were the results from the last 3 weeks. So June 2nd to the 8th, that was the first week, June 9th to the 15th, and then June 16th through the 22nd. How many sales did we make in the first month? How much money did we make? The first week. How much work did we, so we had to go back through the last 3 weeks of activity. So one person was like, okay, as an example, I made 10 sales week 1. I made 4 sales week 2. I made 7 sales week 3. So let's say 10, 4, and 7. And I wrote it down, and I'm asking them, look at the numbers. What does this tell you? What do you see? I'm like, oh, well, I was super inspired the first week. And then maybe in the first week, I got comfortable. So things slipped the second week, and I kind of picked it up the third week. Okay, where are we at these next few days of week 4? Are we on track or are we not on track? And we can look back over the things that we've done, and it all tells a story. So I did mine, but first week, a bunch of tickets for Podcast Summit. The second week, more than the first week. Third week, almost 50% less than the first week. Mm-hmm. And we had to look at it. Oh, I went out of the country. I went to France. I killed the momentum of what I was doing in June because I decided to go out of town. Should I have gone out of town? Probably not. Will I go out of town the last 3 weeks of an event next year? No. Why? Because I looked at the last 3 weeks and those numbers tell a story. If I wasn't in the morning meetup teaching them that, I would not have done it myself. So I'm in a community of people. So we need communities, we need coaches. Like, you need somebody that can keep pulling on you to say, hey, where are we? That we can have this conversation more regularly. What if we had this conversation every week?
We can.
We can.
Today we meeting.
For sure. I'll send you the invoice.
I didn't say I wanted the invoice.
So I have an inner circle within the morning meetup, and we jump on the phone regularly, and we're seeing the growth. Not that I'm the best coach in the world, but they have somebody that's holding them accountable and can see what they can't see, only because I'm on the outside, and I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. And I've done some really good things. I made a bunch of money, and I think I've done a lot of things right. I've done a bunch of things wrong too. But it's that community of people. And you don't have that. You are big dog. They're all looking to you. So who's pushing you? Who's pulling something out of you? You need that.
I definitely agree. Your network definitely helps in having people that are smarter than you, that are producing more than you, to see like those roadblocks in your business. Like you said, if I look at your business, I could probably can point out different things that you wouldn't see. But
for sure,
when you're, looking internally, it's hard to look at your business that's your baby and say it's ugly.
Yeah. Yep. Here's the lesson. We need 3 types of people. We need people that are mentoring us, that are on a higher level, that can look down and say, I've been there, right? We need those types of conversations. They inspire and motivate us. what also I think is overlooked is the peer group. So I also have a peer group of people that I talk to on a regular basis, and we're all in the grind together, and I can't slip. Not in this peer group. They'll kick me out the group chat. If I'm like negative and I'm not growing and I'm not getting to that next level, they'll kick me out of the group chat. Or every time I'm having a conversation with somebody, like I was talking to Marcus Roger the other day, and he was like, yo, bro, I'm proud of you going hard with Podcast Summit. I'm like, yo, I appreciate it. He said, yo, have you worked on your keynote speech? I said, I'm working on it. He said, yo, I'm gonna come through this week and I'm gonna help you with it, because he's an amazing keynote speech coach. I'm like, yo, he sees there's something that I need and we could work on. My man Marquell called me the other day, like, yo, I need to do the podcast. I need to get a podcast going. He's like, yo, what do I need to do? I'm like, yo, just have your team come through. I'll train them, no problem. Let's have a conversation. So I see something I can help him with, and I'm going, like, this is the peer group that I'm a part of. So not only do I have mentors, but I have a peer group of people that are keeping me in the fight. They're side by side with me fighting. And then you also have to have the mentees, the ones that you're teaching, because you can't be hypocritical. There are people on that morning meetup call every single morning that's looking to make sure that I'm progressing, and I never fail to mention it. I talk to them about the things that I'm doing, my wins, my losses, all that, but I have to make sure they know I'm in the fight every day. I'm not just trying to get your membership money and I give you good advice and I'll come on tomorrow and give good advice, not based on anything.
Yeah.
I'm working. I'm in the fight every day. So I don't know who be getting called scammers or whatever online, or people that's only making money from the teaching. That's not me. I'm in this fight every single day. So I've got all three elements that keep me progressing: the mentors, the peers, and the mentees. So whatever one you're missing, you need to find those.
So I feel like the peer group is definitely important. Mm-hmm. How do you find, because I do have like some colleagues, I own a franchise, so other franchise owners that I talk to, but how do you find a good peer group? Because I do feel like in Atlanta, that's one thing that I really love about Atlanta. There's a lot of progressive Black people here.
Yeah.
And you do have like a great network of people that have different skills that can add into your business. How do you find that? Like the regular person, how do you find this peer group that can motivate and inspire you, and that's going to hold you accountable, that is not afraid to say, like, look, I don't know what you're doing, but you ain't doing what you're supposed to do.
Man,
that can
really
call you out.
Really good question. I've got the answer, because before Atlanta was known for that, I've been doing that. So it's not like, and I think if you ask enough people that have been entrepreneurs long enough in Atlanta, they will 100% say, yo, Dave been doing that. Meaning, I have a real estate brokerage. You know somebody else that has a brokerage?
I know several people that have brokerages.
You call them all and say, yo, let's meet at this spot. Let's go to lunch. I've been doing that since it was like cool Atlanta click-up stuff. I got the footage where I'm finding, I don't say people's names, but there's a lot of people that, my man BH, who has his own liquor company. Who else? My man Rias, who is a photographer. Me and Justin Owens been connected for a long time. Maddie J been connected for a long time. Who else? Kendall Ficklin. And like this, I put together, believe it or not, I put together an event that me, Jeremy Anderson, and Inky Johnson did a workshop together, us three, because I called them and said, yo, let's do a workshop.
Did you know them when you called them, or you just reached out to them?
I knew them. I didn't have that type of relationship, but I knew them. I put on an event called 7 Figures in Fashion. My D was a speaker, because he built that brand, Been Broke Before. CEO Matty J, because he built remember that the CEO that has 000, you remember that t-shirt, CEO Millionaire? He built that one. I invited Chili O. Everybody who had a t-shirt brand, I said, yo, I want to do this workshop. Let's come together. So you go home, you reach out to people, and you build the platform. That's how I built my whole career. We built the platform by bringing people together. It ain't got to be a conference. It's like, yo, let's go to lunch. It has to be somebody that says, every Tuesday, we have this brokerage meeting and we connect and we mastermind what's working, what's not working. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Every city has people that are successful, and you know they're successful people. But it's up to you to put on an event, a meetup, a gathering.
So I do meet with a few brokers every Monday at 11 o'clock. We meet. But I also feel like you need someone in that group. Well, I guess this is where you mentioned like the 3 levels, right? Having a mentor that is where you want to be, that can look in, and the peers are on your same level, maybe some a little higher, a little lower, and then the people that you mentor. So for me, it's just finding that right mentor that's up here, that's where I attain to be, to help me get to that next level.
You know
I hate
them.
saying that.
You know them. You know some really successful people. I know you do. You can't become successful without knowing other successful people. You would know them. But it's up to you to make the connection. And y'all might meet every Monday, but now it's up to you to make sure that it doesn't get stale and it's just like a cool gathering of girl talk or guy talk, or we got to make sure something progressive and something happening.
Right.
It's up to you. If it's not there, you have to build it. And this is from experience. These are the things that I'm struggling with. I have a safe space where I can be transparent. Say, yo, I am really struggling with this. Anybody got any help? Anybody that can help me with this? And you start helping each other.
So you have that network now. Do you have any fears to growing or to moving forward, or do you feel like your network like pushes you beyond your fears and beyond like your comfort zone?
What do you mean?
So for me, starting this out, like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, I'm afraid to move forward. Like, when you went and started doing the investment properties, you really didn't know much about investment properties, but you had Terica who did know. But did you have any fear for moving forward?
Yeah.
How did you get past that?
You get past it. You just do it. What do you want? I mean, I'm not going to die. When I invested with Terica the first time, I had just came off of a $15,000 real estate loss. But there's something that I want out of life. And you can't get what you want without getting over the thing you're afraid of. And you're going to be afraid of something, or you'd have it already. You know what I mean? Like the things that we want, the reason we don't have it is because we're afraid of something, but we want it. So we got to go after it. And we have to understand that it's going to be uncomfortable. So yes, I'm fearful every day. I'm doing this podcast summit and I was afraid. So last year, 750 people. And I didn't know, it was like all a blur. And I don't know how we got 750 people there. And I wound up losing over $200,000. Cash. This is not, I'm talking about after everybody bought their ticket, I'm talking about the net. So I might have spent $400 and got $200,000 through ticket sales, and I lost a real loss of $200,000. So
how did you correct that for this one, so that you don't have that loss?
I don't even know. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm doing this. Now, good news is this year I'm not going to lose money. I'm not going to make a whole lot, but I'm not going to lose money, which is cool.
You made changes.
Yes. But was I afraid? Absolutely. Yes. But this is what successful people do. There's something we're afraid of and we fight it. There's a lot of things you can do with $500. I mean, you can have a night out with your significant other. You could buy some really expensive shoes. Well, really nice shoes are about double $500. You could buy a course where you can learn something for $500. But I have something better for you to do with the $500. I want to meet with you every single morning for the rest of your life. Well, maybe not the rest of your life, but every morning, Monday through Friday, for the rest of the year. I have information and game that have allowed me to build a successful business, a successful community, and a successful life all the way around. But I want to share that with you. But the only way we can accomplish this is not me selling you a course, not me giving you a one-on-one consultation, because even with that, you'll get the information, but you'll need more. I want to meet with you every single morning. Now, would I meet with someone every morning for $500 for a year? And the answer is yes. Actually, we've been doing this thing since 2017. We have what's called the morning meetup. Every single month, we have a theme, whether it's social media, whether it's motivation, whether it's strategy, whatever it is, we have a theme for the month, and every morning in that month, we have a conversation around that topic. And I am giving a wealth of knowledge, not only myself, but a lot of friends, a lot of people that you see on this podcast, they join every single week. So you need a community of people that you can grow with, and you need a coach. I'm your coach. The Morning Meetup is your community. Go to themorningmeetup.com. It's $499, and I will meet you every single morning for an entire year. Give it a shot. And you got to start to analyze what happens if you lose the fight. What happens? So let's say, for instance, I'm doing this, and I'm just calculating the numbers. I'm like, okay, here's my budget. Here's what I'm going to spend. Here's how much I have. You just go fight it. But what is the worst thing that can happen if it doesn't work out this year? It's not homelessness. Nobody dies. What happens? You're afraid of something, right?
Just putting out all of this energy and...
Good. What happens if you put out all this energy and it doesn't work?
I guess wasted time.
What happens if you waste your time?
But I need to focus on the positive part.
For sure. Let me ask you, have we wasted the last 10 years? From some perspectives?
Some perspectives, yeah. I think we
For
all,
sure,
in all aspects of our lives, have wasted time doing something.
Absolutely.
Or lack thereof. Like,
so what happens, what's the worst thing that happens if you go after the things you're afraid of? The answer is nothing.
Yeah, just got to do it.
Nothing.
Have to make the decision.
Yes.
To do it.
So we're going to find out why you're so afraid. Because you're afraid of something. See, y'all, this is a real warm seat, right? It's not hot seat, it's just warm.
Because I definitely say, like, wait a minute, am I this is not what I thought.
Hey, listen, and the conversations that we're having, I'm talking to me too. I am not out of the woods. I'm not out of the dark. I struggle every day. And congratulations to all the people that's online, the gurus that don't struggle, but I do. Okay? Now, I take my lumps, but I just keep going. But I do realize that the things that I'm afraid of aren't real. I made them up in my head, and there's no negative outcomes necessarily because you get to learn some stuff. So, hello.
Hey.
You're a manager, general manager at a restaurant.
Yes.
But you're an entrepreneur too. What's happening? What's going on?
Well, y'all just summed up everything. It's always been fear. I've always, back in like 2012, I think is when I said I wasn't working for anyone anymore. And then you could probably relate to when you work in the right restaurant or club, it's really hard to leave that alone. So I've always been in the service industry, from popping bottles to fine dining. So just that money is addictive. I call it the crack.
Man, because it's good money, right?
It's the crack.
Flexible schedule.
Flexible schedule, good money, short hours, fun.
Yeah.
So that's something that's I've held on to just for money.
Good.
And then when you're trying to build all these different ideas, I'm guilty of preparing to prepare. I didn't launch it because I didn't like the logo. I didn't launch it because I couldn't figure out the logo. Everything, I'm a really bad perfectionist. And so I'm learning through mentors and just positive people around me that 100% is complete, but you can also complete it at 70 or 80% and then finish the rest. So there's different things that I'm trying to get out of my own way. I have some amazing ideas that just never get off the ground because of me. So part of it is working helping other people, you know, sustain their businesses, putting money in their pockets.
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy? Freedom. Travel, laughing, being with family and friends, just being able to move around without thinking as hard as you have to.
Do you travel now?
No, I used to. I've had to stay put for the restaurant.
Wow. Oh, because of the
I used
restaurant.
to travel for work and I used to travel for pleasure. I mean, I was gone every month. I was going somewhere. So.
Okay. What do you like more, the flexibility and the income? And I even hate having this conversation because I don't want your boss to see it and then fire you. I'm like, oh, so you are freedom, huh? But you did say you love your job. You love your job. You
but
like
you know
it.
what? I have support. They know what I want.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what? They know what you want, but it's not threatening to them because they know you're not going to go after it.
In this moment.
It's one thing to support somebody that know they're not going to do nothing. So yeah, girl, you could do that. But I know you're never leaving me.
Well, I mean, I don't know that they're saying that, but
We don't know. So here's my point. Your job isn't bad. You like
I
it.
love my
Good
job.
money. Yes.
I built
But
the
hold on. You also have this whole travel lifestyle that you really enjoy, the freedom. Which one could you live without?
Well, the travel doesn't bring money anymore.
Okay, so you could live without
So
traveling.
I have to live without travel.
Okay. There are some people that cannot live without that. There are some people, I can't live without that. There's in their mind, if I could figure out a way to travel on a budget, or I can work at Delta and I can fly for free and I only have to work a few shifts, I'll live that lifestyle forever because I can't breathe without traveling somewhere. So if someone told me, David, you can make good money on a job, or you can have the freedom to keep building stuff. Just your ideas, your creative ideas, just do something. But if you take this job, you can never build and be creative. I can't live without that. I would rather struggle my entire life being able to be creative and being proud of the thing that I came up with and the idea. I would rather struggle than have a high salary on a job where they're saying I can't do that. I can't live without that. You understand? So where you're at right now, if you love your job and you love your life, you don't necessarily have to be a successful entrepreneur. You can do all the cool stuff that you want to do and just do it on the side, whether it works or not. It doesn't matter because you like the way things are. If you don't have that, I can't breathe without this lifestyle. You don't need to just develop it because it seems cool on social media.
But I think this was, and Tabitha could probably attest to this was just this job because it supported an entrepreneurial dream I had. So I've worked in the service industry for over 15 years. Like I said, it's addictive. I suffered an injury, and that's the only reason why I stopped working. It was a stage 3 sprain, took me out of work for 9 months.
Wow.
But I was doing a lot. I was managing, I was training, I was doing a lot within that space. And I missed that part, but not the job. I didn't miss the serving part. I missed the training part. I missed the development because service is something that I'm passionate about. So I went back and I couldn't, the doctor said, try 2 days a week. I couldn't do it. So I ended up coming up with this idea that I can remain in this industry. I can use the abilities that I have and the talent that I have in a different space by consulting with businesses, restaurants, people that need either they're opening a restaurant and they need someone to help them figure out how to get it off the ground, train and develop their staff, figure out their front of house, figure out their books, things like that. And I can just drop in, do it, and leave.
Yeah.
And so that was what I decided I was going to do. And then this opportunity came about where that was the initial. I was supposed to consult. I was supposed to get the business off the ground. I was supposed to train, develop, do everything. But then I was asked to stay. And I had to weigh that option because this was not, the entrepreneur was over here about to build this huge business. But this opportunity came, which was unique because I've opened a lot of restaurants, but this one was very new, where I was able to choose plates and silverware and where this goes and put every single process in place. So it supported what it was that I was trying to do, except I get to live in it every day and see it grow and prosper and watch it more closely to perfect it so that I could essentially copy and paste that and still build my business in that way. So this job is the one that supports what it is that I'm doing and what I want to do. But ironically, we had a conversation yesterday or the day before. And I've known Tabitha for a long time, but I'm like filling her in about what I got going on. And she said something to me that made so much sense because I have no time. That's why I can't travel anymore. I have no time. You get a little bit in, but, and she said, well, how are you going to, I'm very, 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 very meticulous. So how am I going to sit down with someone and analyze their business and figure out what they need and give them a one-on-one? How are you going to do that? You don't have time for that. And I was like, well, to just be local. And she said, why don't you write an ebook? And I said, oh. And then we just talked about everything that would relate to that. She's written a book before, so I'm listening to my friend. And, we talked about how to, just kind of bring it on up, and do the step ladder on how you can offer more. And then she says, well, you give them this, and then you give them a little bit more, and then you could do some group coaching, and then you could do some one-on-one coaching, and then if they really need you, now they got to pay for it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it the complete opposite way, but just having a conversation where you just talk about what it is that you want to do, because I know that I can't just work for someone forever.
Well, you could.
I could, but I couldn't personally.
You could.
But I really love.
You probably could.
You think?
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah, but it's a high possibility that you will, actually.
Because it's within something that I am passionate about, I think that it's tolerable. It's not something I refuse to work for anyone that I don't like. I'm past all of that unhappy at work stuff. Like over the years, when you hate going to work and you hate
Just
your boss and you hate your people.
someone.
But the beautiful thing about running a restaurant, I took everything that I loved about restaurants and everything I loved about management, and I brought it to this restaurant, and everything I hated is not there.
Good.
So I know how important it is for people to enjoy work.
So it seems like your job makes you happy. And that's okay. My point is, that's okay. You don't have to build something now.
Yeah, I can't see myself working for someone forever.
Well, okay. Let me ask this question. How old are you now?
46.
46.
I'm 45 now. I'll be 46 in 2 months.
What were you doing? Did you go to college? What was your goal when you were in college?
So I always wanted to do PR and marketing.
Okay.
And so boomerang. So that was just kind of like my motivation.
Okay, real quick.
And then,
let's say 20 years ago, and someone came to you and said, hey, you see yourself working in a restaurant or a club for the next 20-something years? What would you have said?
oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Which means today we can have this question. You say, absolutely not. I don't see myself working for somebody forever. I can have this conversation with you 10 years from today, 15 years from today, and it's actually a high possibility that you will probably be doing that. I want you to see it that way. Now, the good news is you have an opportunity now, because we're having this conversation, to prove me wrong. But if you see that vision of the future of what you don't want, now we know how important everything we do today is, because you're not where you are today because of today or yesterday or last year. It's all the things you've done for the last 20. So when you were like just 18 years, 19-year-old, all those decisions that you made up until now is the sum total of where you are right now, or where you are is the sum total of every decision you've made. So you can make a decision today to leave here, and you write the ebook, and you make 2 calls to restaurants every single week and say, I can do consulting for you, and I can come in on my off days and I could do it. I'll do something for free just for the footage. Let me record it. Let me get you a testimonial. Cool, I'll come analyze your business and start charging people little by little, start charging people, because you're saving people's restaurants. And eventually you'll make so much money where your job is in the way now. So I quit my job when my job was in the way, not because I didn't want to work at the Cheesecake Factory or I hated my job. It just became in the way. It's like, I can go be a vendor here and people want me to come drop off shirts here, and there's a celebrity that wants a t-shirt, but I gotta work. All right, now the job is getting in the way. It wasn't that I hated my job. So eventually you can transition out to where, okay, now the job is in the way. If I stay here, I'm just foolish. It doesn't make any sense. This is an emotional decision. It just doesn't make sense logically for me to stay here.
Right.
But you can walk out of here, feel inspired, motivated, then you go back to work and you forget all about this conversation, and I'll have this conversation with you in 10 years, and you'll say, you know what? I should write an ebook. I should call some people and do some consulting. I should have listened to Tab 10 years ago. But you get to make that decision today.
But I have a problem with, unfortunately, I have a challenge with not doing the things that I want to do for whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like time just runs away, which is how we even got here. I started following you after I came to see her. I picked her up from here to take her to the airport because I had to see my friend even for 5 minutes.
For sure.
And that's how I learned who you were. So I watched how she started her podcast and how she did everything. And I said, But I never asked her if you knew what you were talking about. So recently, because I've had an idea of doing a podcast, and the first person I thought about was Tabitha, and then I thought about you, but I was like, because again, I never start anything. I just think about it. And then
you know it though. That's good.
I know. And so the summit comes up, and I'm like, I didn't even say anything to her. I was like watching, like,
Are you coming? Are you gonna go to Podcast Summit?
I plan to. I haven't bought my ticket yet, but I plan to. So I was talking to her, and I said,
real quick, I'm sorry. Have you not bought the ticket yet because you don't have the money?
At first, it was because I didn't have the money.
But you have the money now.
But I'm gonna get it.
But now it's just about a decision.
I'm gonna get it. Yeah. I mean, we always.
Are you off work?
Huh?
Are you off work?
Well, I will be.
Are you sure?
I'll work that out.
Just text them now and tell them you need off Thursday and Friday.
Work that out. I text my coverage. I asked her, we good.
Already? You're good?
I asked her, because I got to make sure I could do that before I could go.
Get your ticket now while we're here.
So I have to wait until
just
I have the money.
Just get your ticket.
But I'm going to get
do
it.
You not have the money right now?
No, not right now, but I'm going to have it.
You have a credit card?
Discount code.
You have a credit card?
So, yes.
Put it on the card.
I could put it on my card.
And the interest won't hit for 30 days, and you'll have the money in 30 days, right?
I will. I'm coming.
Listen to me.
I'm coming.
Here's the thing. I don't trust you.
You don't know me to trust me.
I know, but based on what we're saying.
You just
and here's the thing.
Not trustworthy.
I don't. Yeah, you said that.
No, I was talking about how I am with myself.
Check this out. I'm not pushing you to get a ticket because I need your money.
I know that.
I want you to do something. I want you to feel how it feels to do something that's uncomfortable.
Isn't that what
making a decision.
Yes.
All right, well, buy your ticket now.
Yes. I will buy my ticket. I got to find my discount code. You email
I'll give it to you. I'll tell it to you.
So wait, listen.
I'll make sure
I'll tell it. I want to see if she can do something right. I want you to be spontaneous.
I asked Tabitha, I said, remember when you did the year long, I said, does David know what he's talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, yes.
Good.
And then she told me you should go. And I said,
buy your ticket right now.
Figure it all out.
Get your ticket right now.
Oh, Lord, David.
Let's get your ticket.
My discount code.
There we go. Good. I'm
trying to bring somebody with me. Hold on, I gotta see.
You can go by yourself. You don't need.
You can go by yourself.
Started a podcast. I told 3 people about it actually. This guy I met yesterday. I've been promoting for you.
And I kind of want you to go. I want you to like just go by yourself because I don't want you to have to consult with them.
Well, I wanted to kind of, you got breakouts, so I wanted to have her go over there.
But if they don't come, I don't want that to affect your decision. Yo, in this short period of time, we came up with a whole bunch of reasons why we can't make a decision right now. And again, I promise you, I'm not pushing you because I need another ticket sale. I promise you that.
I know that.
But I want you to feel what it feels like to say, okay, this is the thing that I want, and I'm going to do it right now.
That's exactly what I said. But there's so many moving
check this out.
parts.
Check this out.
When I do what I'm doing, I have to make sure that my restaurant is covered.
Forget
so
that
the
but.
person that has to cover me, I have to make certain that she can do Friday as well. Thursday, I'm good.
Okay. You done?
Yes.
Are you done?
I am done.
Okay. So I want to see if maybe you can get in the habit of making a decision and worrying about the rest later.
Yes.
This is the crux of an entrepreneur that's going to become successful. We jump off the building and then worry about how we're not going to die.
That's
right?
True. That's true.
Oh my gosh.
Just make the decision, put the effort, and figure out the rest later.
Yes.
Aside from being a Libra.
What
That's
would happen
why
if you were sick and you couldn't go to work?
I know that. But
Yes.
I've never called out sick.
Good.
But
now,
that's
now
just...
you can.
Let's make a decision. Here's how I know there's something you struggle with, because it was a lot of different reasons, all in like a short 30-second time. First, I don't have the money. He said, I didn't have the money. And I said, you got the money? He said, I got the money now. And then I was like, yo, buy it right now. She's like, I got to get the money. But you said you had the money. You got a credit card? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Use the card. There's like, yo, I was like, yo, are you going to make it? He said, oh, I'm going to make it. I said, you text him and tell him you need off. He was like, no problem. I can get off. I'm going to be there. But then I was like, all right, well, get your ticket. And she said, well, I got to make sure I can be off.
Coverage.
Right. And then the next one was, I was going to get with other people. And then there's 3 workshops going on. I get one. We divide and conquer.
Yes.
They go to those. And I got to make sure that I'm telling you, let's make a decision and worry about the stuff later.
I'm not used to doing that.
I know. That's why we're having this conversation.
I got a plan.
No. I want you to feel what it feels like to not have to go through your normal process that have gotten you the results that you've gotten. And I'm saying this out of love because I've been there. I've been there. Someone needs to push you in a pool every now and again. And then you go crazy and you realize, oh my gosh, I didn't drown. You need to be pushed in the pool. You don't have anybody pushing you in the pool. So I'm going to be on you. I want you to get your ticket right now. Okay. I'm telling you, nobody dies.
Okay. I just won't even bother with Vanessa until she gets there.
Forget Vanessa. Vanessa gonna be all right. Vanessa's going to be okay. All right. Oh, so I got the promo code right now. Okay. Let me just make sure I have. I'm gonna give you the best code we got right now. Okay. You ready?
Hold on, I gotta get to the page.
Okay.
Oh God.
PodcastSummit.com. No, this is really, really good, and I'm really proud of you for even considering this because it shows growth. Okay. So PodcastSummit.com. PodcastSummit.com.
Podcast.
And let me get you your. Yep. Let me get this code.
All right.
So you're gonna use this code. Use the code 25 off, okay? It gives you 25% off. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you get your ticket, let me know you have the confirmation. Use the code 25 off, okay? 25 OFF.
25 OFF.
Good, okay. Tab, how you feel?
I am amazing.
Tell me about your friend. This your friend.
I've known her for a long time, and I'm a perfectionist, but she's an ultra perfectionist. And, I've been an entrepreneur for so long. There's way too many times that you just have to just jump in, because if you don't jump in, you might miss your opportunity. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, it might not go exactly the way you want it to, but you will learn in that process. And not a lot of people are comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And she's one of those people that's not that comfortable, but I'm glad that you're forcing her to step out of that box and do something that she's not comfortable with. Right? She's begrudgingly doing
It would
it.
have been the night before. I'd have been like, all right, let me go ahead and get it.
This is good. This is
not
good. It is amazing because this kind of stuff starts to become a habit. It starts to
Never
become
called
a
out sick. Who does that?
Listen, if we are going to have something new, we have to become something new. We got to do things differently than how we've always done them, right? This is habit forming stuff right now. It may not feel that way right now, but you're gonna remember this time where you made a irrational or rational decision. Which one is it? I don't know the definition.
It's irrational, but it is rational.
It's irrational in her mind, right? Okay. An irrational decision. I feel nervous. My hands is getting hot. I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh my gosh, my anxiety starts going through the roof. Quick story. So my wife is a super duper planner. She needs advance notice for everything. And if I even hit her up like, yo, tomorrow, let's do something. Let's do this thing, right? When we first got married, it would cause an argument. She's like, no, I need to get my hair done. I got my nails done. I don't got nothing to wear. And all the anxieties start to pop up. And eventually, we've grown to where I'm saying, all right, yo, you know what? Let's just take a little trip for 2 days. Let's just go. We'll figure out how, her parents are there. Let's ask her parents to take care of the kids. Let's just go somewhere. Now she's with all the smoke. She's with all the smoke. But it took 6 years of marriage for me to say, let's just go. And she's like, all right, cool. Because she realizes when I push her, and like all the anxieties that she normally faces arise, she realized she goes, nobody dies, nothing bad happens. And she's like, all right, cool, I'll just do it. But it became a little habit now.
You have to train your mind.
100%.
I'm that same way. And my husband knows that if someone says like, oh, let's do something, he already knows I'm not doing it. Because I didn't have enough time to mentally prepare for it. What time am I going to wake up? What am I going to wear? And you have to be conscious of it. And you have to really force yourself to just say, whatever, I'm going to go with the flow. That's a conscious decision. I'm going to go with the flow. It's not easy. To do that, especially if you're a control freak.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to grow this year, right? What are you gathering from this conversation?
Just do it. Sum down to just do it. No, finding the person that can be a mentor. And I have a few people, but finding someone that I feel comfortable with being a mentor.
Yeah.
Expanding my network of peers that really can hold me accountable, and getting that person in place that's between me and the agents, which I am working on, but making sure I take those steps towards actually doing it before the end of the year is up. And just personally for me, I'm a visionary, have the ideas of all the things that I can do, but really focusing, right? Focusing on the things that will move the needle to get me to that point of where I want to be with the freedom, with the passive income coming in, whatever avenue is going to get me there fastest.
You're married, right?
Yeah, I inboxed you about Thursday.
What's Thursday? What's Thursday?
Presidential debates. Maybe you didn't see it.
I didn't see that. There's a presidential debate on Thursday?
Yeah, But
why would I have seen that again? Or why would I be super interested in that again?
You responded to me.
No, I didn't. That's an automated. I'm seeing it now.
Not the other one.
Hey, I'm coming down because my husband's working. Okay. Was you want to drive in a motorcade? Okay. You see that right there? Hey, Tabitha, I'm excited to see you there.
Automated. I know
That's the only response.
But before that was not automated. Don't be trying to embarrass me on Instagram.
I'm not embarrassed.
Somebody responded to me.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Go scroll up.
You go, but I'm saying the last one. Okay, look. I'm scrolling up. I want you to look at our thread because I'm not crazy.
Well, was it deleted?
No, unless you deleted it.
I didn't delete it.
Look at the response. Or look at our whole thread.
So how did I end up here today?
Because
you told me.
You text me on Friday, and you got the automated joint, and then I saw it, but I replied. I said, "Yep,
Exactly,
Wednesday 10 o'clock."
Replied.
Wednesday 10 o'clock. Then Saturday you text me and said,
Didn't reply to that one.
"Yes, I did." That's how you got the address. Saturday it says, "Awesome, I'll be there. What's the address?" I sent you the address, and you sent me a message at 4:50 in the morning.
Your signal is janky in here.
My signal?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, you can't see the...
Nope. Okay. It's janky.
I know I ain't tripping.
But anyway.
But Saturday at 11, so I wouldn't have saw this as Saturday. Your first text was Saturday at 4 something in the morning, so I probably hit you before church. But Saturday you sent a message saying you're coming down with your husband.
I have to read the whole thing.
And yeah, I'm not. So yes, that was it. But the last thing, it was just on me.
Yeah, so.
You get your ticket?
No. You raised the price. I was
that's the price of waiting.
That's the cost.
Yes.
Yes, the early bird is over.
Oh, that was an early bird? Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make sure I can be off before I do that.
Huh?
You know, I have to, even if I go call her right now, but no, I'm not buying that without making sure I can go.
Okay, so if
and
the
no
price,
took too long to buy
if the price was a little cheaper, then you would make sure you're off. But because it's not early bird,
no, I was gonna take the gamble to buy it now, and then if for some reason I only can attend one day, then so be it. But
gotcha.
Yeah, I just was like, oh, wait a second.
That's
but
unfortunate.
I didn't realize that was early bird pricing. But I'll figure it out.
Okay, all right. Just scratch what I just sent you, okay? All right, so it's over. I'm not doing this anymore. But so while you're getting your ticket, what I text you, Kay? Yeah, that other mic isn't over there, is it? All right, you could just say it loudly, or what did I just text you?
We are going to give her friends free tickets.
Oh.
Okay. So my goal, I'm like, wow, if she could just like muster up the courage to just get a ticket, I give your friends free tickets. And y'all could have put in thirds on that one ticket. Because I'm like, all right, well, let's just execute, right? So your other friend, Vanessa, they both give you $100. We're like, yo, we are all in this thing. But you kicked in again. Who you are, like in kind of the mindset that you have, we reverted back to that. And it's almost like we broke out of it for a second. We broke out, I'm gonna make this decision and I'm gonna do something different. But then you kicked in again. And all the fears started, oh my gosh, it's a little more than I thought it was gonna be. Nope, now I gotta call and make sure, no, I can't, nope, I'm not taking that gamble. You kicked in again.
Absolutely right.
I just don't forget this summit. You don't have to come to the summit, but there has to be a change in who you are. If you're gonna progress, you're gonna do something different.
I agree with you.
But I don't know how we're gonna break out of that. But you're gonna need some accountability.
It's accountability, but I wouldn't say I don't have anyone holding me accountable. I have friends that are constantly reminding me like, hey, don't forget to do that thing. You talk about this, and you would probably not believe that I have a goal-getters group at my job, and I mentor them because I know what it's like to be stuck. So unfortunately, I don't practice what I preach 100% when it comes to them. But I think me being a planner, me being very strategic about every move I make has been something that's always held me back. And then even in this moment, as soon as I saw that it was $100 more, I was like, oh, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So it's not like I don't recognize it. It's just that I don't have money to blow, and that's just the real. So as much as, and what I said was, I thought about Miami last year, and I was like, I'm gonna get there, take too much time off work. But when it was right here in my backyard, I said, well, there's no excuse to not be there.
Yeah.
But I have to figure out how to get there. So with all these, because I'm in charge of everything, I can't say that's above my pay grade anymore. So I have to make certain that everything is in place before I make a move. And that's, why I can't just say, I'm there, I'm going. So then I was like, okay, then I'm a budget crazy person. So I budgeted, So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, damn, I don't have time to look at, hold on a second, let me just do it later.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what I do, and you're watching it.
Yeah.
That's
you cook good?
Yes.
You cook a lot?
Yeah.
Every day?
Mm-hmm.
You ever eat out?
Yeah, I eat out a lot. Both.
You eat out a lot? Like, how often you eat out?
Maybe like twice a week.
Twice a week. How much you spend typically?
It just depends. I mean, a lot of times I don't actually have to pay for it. So
But when you do pay, about how much?
I mean, maybe $100, $75. Depends if I'm eating sushi or steak. It depends on where I'm at. I know what you're saying. Groceries cost more than it does for me to go out, to be honest with you. So, but I'm also strategic with that. I tend to go buy what I want to cook today as opposed to go and spend $500 for the week. Mm-hmm. Bad habit, but it's just a mind thing.
Yeah.
So, but I've been told, DoorDash, or not DoorDash, what's the one where they deliver your groceries?
Instacart.
That would change my life, but letting someone pick my stuff is crazy to me. So, I mean, I'm working on the things that I know that are in my way.
Okay. As long as you see it.
I do.
It's not that you don't have the money, because you have the money. It's the things you do with the money, because you said earlier, I'm addicted to the money. It's good money. Mm-hmm. So there's a few things. And accountability groups work if the accountability group works. Not the group itself isn't going to inspire anybody to do anything. But there has to be things in place that truly inspire people. So like in our morning meetup group, we have a book club, so we all read a chapter of a book every single day. So that helps work on your mindset. And then we get a lot of people involved. It's not just me speaking to everybody in our morning meetup group. I try to get as many voices involved as possible, because when you say something on a call, it's a little more accountability for you to do something. You know what I mean? Than just listening. So there's a lot that you have to deal with, and I'm excited for you because you see it, but I'm fearful for you because I'm not 100% sure you're willing to do anything about it. Only because your life isn't terrible. You live a good life. It's cool. Some things you can't do, but
repetitive, like when Tabitha talked about time wasted and working hard on something and then being afraid to kind of do that again. For me, I think I have a bad habit of, let's say I go to a training. I mean, I used to do MLM, so lots of training, lots of network marketing trainings. And you get all this, hype, all this in you. You're ready to kick in the door. You're like ready to kill the game. And then life just starts to happen and it starts to get in the way. And so I feel like I've wasted, maybe not wasted, but I've spent a lot of time training, pouring into myself. But then what is that thing that stops me from taking all of this amazing information that I have, all this amazing training, everything? I literally have already looked through every single breakout. I was like, I'm gonna go there. Like, I'll do all of that. And then I'll not do what's necessary after I've taken the time to pour into myself.
Yeah.
So
I think the definition that people use for like pouring into themselves is information. And information is one part of it, but pouring into yourself means you do something. You buying that ticket would have been more pouring into yourself than any book you could read. because you feel the nervousness and you do it anyway. You get over that hump. Life doesn't get in the way. Life is there. We get in the way. Or we let the things that we see stop us from going over the hill. It's like like the finish line. Or if there was like a bar, we can step over the bar. But depending on how big we are mentally, that bar is either this high and it's like, oh my gosh, it's $100. I think after this conversation, the bar is gonna drop. You're gonna be like, well, it's just $100. It's still an obstacle, but all right, I'm gonna do it. But the you right now made you drop your phone. Whoa! No, oh my gosh. The bar is so high. But as you keep growing, as you keep like stepping over bars, that thing gets lower and lower. So the first time you invest, okay, transparent story. So I never really invested in like a high ticket mastermind. I think the most I'd have spent up until this point was like $1,000 on information. And that was a lot. Man, I'm spending $1,000 on this course. It's a lot of money. So my man Nehemiah Davis says, I'm about to do this mastermind in Miami. And I said, bet, I'm gonna pull up. And he's like, you my mans, but you gotta buy a ticket. And I'm like, bro, all right, how much is the ticket? He says, $5,000. I said, for what? He said to come to the mastermind. It's 2 days in Miami. It's $5,000. In my mind, the bar is so high because it's not just the $5,000. It is the $5,000. That's a bunch of money. But two, why is my friend charging me $5,000? It's my man's. Why can't I just pull up? 3, I gotta find a flight and a room. This bar is high right now. So I said, you know what? I just did some soul searching, watched some motivational videos, and I said, you know what, Neo? I'm gonna pay the $5,000, bro. And he's like, all right, cool. I'm thinking he's gonna celebrate me. He's like, all right, here's the link. I'm like, bro, you should be proud of me. Like, there's no celebration. I don't know if I thought a marching band was gonna come out, and I said, I'm gonna pay the $5,000. I paid the $5,000 and I go. That experience was so magical for me. It was a couple tweaks that I learned, took my game to the whole next level. The next investment was like a $20,000 mastermind. But I remember that $5,000, that joint made me at least $100. Just tweaking a couple things on my website, giving me the motivation to go ask for the money, creating more packages. It was phenomenal. So next thing was like $20,000. Remember the $5,000? It was like, oh my gosh, this bar is so high. The $20,000, I was like, it's 20. I could do that. The bar got lowered because I was willing to step over the thing that was once high for me. And then finally I did this one mastermind. It was $55,000. I'm like, yo, where do I send the money? The investment bar got lower and lower because of the one time I invested $1,000 when I was uncomfortable. Like, dang, $1,000 for a course. I don't know if I want to do that. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't the information, it wasn't the motivational videos, it wasn't the podcast. It was me deciding to do something while I'm uncomfortable is what continues to keep me pushing. So I just keep going. So when she's like, yo, how do you just keep going? I just go and then worry about the consequences later, but it's a habit now. And think about outside of this opportunity. So we know the ticket, because we waited, we knew we were gonna do it, but we waited, it was $100 more. And then we missed out on an opportunity to let our friends come and maybe we can split the cost so it would have been even cheaper. But outside of this scenario, how many opportunities over the last 20, 30 years have we missed by being who we are and looking at the world the way we look at it? It's infinite. We can't count how many opportunities you've missed the way you think. We gotta do something different, okay?
You're right.
I want you to.
You have no idea what this feels like. Aren't I usually good, Tab?
Good how?
not in this seat, but just not with making decisions but just in general. Like, I think it's almost like if you tell yourself 1 + 1 = 5 and you just want to believe that, then that's just what you're gonna walk in. But the seat feel a little bit more than warm, by the way. Just a smidge. But that was like a real life, me seeing how I do everything.
Wow.
Not just that, everything.
For sure.
Which is what has caused me to be stagnant.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you're gonna get the ticket now?
Yeah, we're gonna let her walk. We're gonna let her progress.
Again,
hey, just do me a favor. Just process all this right now,
it's
okay?
so crazy.
And y'all, I don't know if y'all gonna go to lunch. Let's just talk about it, okay? But I just want you to process it. I'm glad you see it, but now there's something that you're gonna have to do that's very uncomfortable for you, okay? And I just want you to figure out what that is.
Yeah.
And let's just do it. My mentor tells a really cool story about how he was an introvert and he forced himself to do karaoke. Jonathan Green, I gotta find this story. It's an incredible story, but he just hated the way he was. Like, I'm just so introverted. So he went to this black club and did karaoke to a country song. But he kept going back and he kept going back and he kept going back. And every single week, he said at first they were booing him. He said, but like 5th, 6th week, there were some people that were singing along with him. And afterwards, they were like, yo, I'm black, I love country too. But he had to do it. He said he remember going up there, and when they called his name, let's just look up Jonathan Green interview with Social Proof. It was just incredible. He said they called his name, and he just looked around. He was looking for him. Just how everybody else is like, where's Jonathan? He's like, yeah, where's Jonathan? I don't know. And then he goes to his truck and starts crying. He's like, yo, I can't believe I can't do this. It's an incredible story.
I'm going to do it.
So, all right.
I'm going to get over the hump.
All right, man. I got work to do today. Hopefully y'all have work to do today. Takeaways from today. Let's start with you and we'll end it. I know you gave some,
I gave my takeaways. Yep. My takeaway was just to get out of your own way and do whatever it is that makes you scared.
Yep.
And also just seeing this whole process that unfolded with my friend Caryn. Just do it, right?
Yep.
Build your network and just do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Caryn, what's your takeaways?
My takeaway is that you are not going to progress or move forward if you do not get uncomfortable and sit in it and deal with it and see what it feels like to move past it. So I'm going to do that right now.
Good for you. I'm proud of you. I really, really am.
I need that coupon code again.
I still have to let you miss the opportunity of letting your friends come for free,
fine.
but use 25 off, okay?
Thanks.
All right, y'all, man. Hopefully you all enjoyed this episode of the Social Proof Podcast, man. Make sure you like and subscribe. And listen, if you are watching this on Social Proof Podcast, I need you to go to another YouTube channel. It's Hot Seat SP. Hot Seat SP. I need you to go to Hot Seat SP on YouTube, and I need you to subscribe. That is a brand new channel where all the Hot Seat episodes are going to live, and eventually we'll stop releasing them on this channel, and it will all be on that channel. So please go to Hot Seat SP and check out all the Hot Seat episodes. They're incredible, and we have really strong conversations with entrepreneurs. So if you're looking to grow as an entrepreneur, definitely go to Hot Seat. Go to youtube.com/ at Hot Seat SP, or I'm sure there'll be a link here. And also, if you want to be a part of our community, our amazing community, you can join for absolutely free right now. It's a free 7-day trial, so you can decide whether this is good for you or not. But go to themorningmeetup.com, and try it for free. If you like us, you can stay, and it's $79 a month or $97 a month or something like that. If you don't, then before the trial ends, just cancel. No harm, no foul. Okay? So we love you all. Thank y'all for the support. We will see you next week. Peace.
So I was unexpectedly on an episode of the Social Proof Podcast with David Shands. And David I cannot begin to explain to you what has happened since that day. It was a crazy experience because I came to watch a live taping of your show, and then I ended up sitting on your couch, and the seat was hot, even though you said it was going to be warm. But honestly, being here at the summit, I told you I was coming. I came to the summit, and this has been a life-changing experience. But honestly, the day I sat on your couch was a life-changing experience for me. I have been the same way my whole life, very meticulous, very calculated. Everything has to be a certain way in order for me to move forward. And that day, I met you, and you talked to me for maybe 30 minutes, and you had already unfolded and peeled back all these layers about me that I've known about myself my whole life, my family, my friends. Everyone knows how I am. I do not take a leap without calculating it first. That day, you sat on the couch and talked to me with my friend Tabitha, who knows me so well, and I sat there and learned that even though I had just met you, you were able to see me. You were able to help me see me in a different light and make me understand that sometimes you just have to get uncomfortable. You have to get uncomfortable in order to get on the other side of what it is that you're looking to do in your life. And I've always been in a very comfortable place. I talked to you about how I kept serving jobs on the side. I was always comfortable, and I'm inspired by everything that you're doing. That day absolutely changed me. I have been in here, I'm not even like a nervous person, but I've been in here shaking every time I get in front of a camera or anything. I'm like, put me in the background, but I know that I have a calling. And I really feel like this experience has been a part of that. It's just a way for me to really see what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. But I just wanted you to know that the impact that you had on me and my life that day, what I am going to do for my business, what I need to do for my business, how I need to push my podcast, everything that I need to do, it's almost like something like clicked that day. And I can't thank you enough. I still can't believe it happened. I still feel uncomfortable. I feel naked. I feel stripped. But it's okay. And sometimes you just have to go through something really uncomfortable to get to the other side. So I just wanted to say thank you. This summit has been amazing. I look forward to next year already, but I'm also looking forward to everything that I'm going to do right after I leave here. So thank you again for making me the most uncomfortable on your hot seat on your wonderful podcast. Thank you.
You just watched this whole episode. If you like this episode, watch this one right here. Click right here. You're going to like this one if you like the one you just watched. Check it out.